At first glance, this sounds like the plot of a low-budget apocalypse movie. One moment you're at the beach, sipping a coconut drink, the next moment the Pacific Ocean turns into a giant steam bath and disappears. But let's try to answer the question seriously. What would really happen if all the world's oceans evaporated at once? The first problem is, where would all that water go? The oceans hold around 1.35 billion cubic kilometers of water. That's a 1 with 21 zeros after it. If all of it instantly evaporated, the atmosphere would suddenly be filled with a suffocating layer of steam. Not a light mist like in your bathroom after a hot shower, more like a wall of boiling fog thicker than Mount Everest is tall. Breathing would be impossible, unless you happen to have gills designed for soup. But even worse, the atmosphere can't actually hold that much water vapor. At normal temperatures and pressures, only a small fraction of the oceans could stay as vapor. The rest would quickly condense and fall back as rain. Imagine the world's most intense thunderstorm, except it doesn't stop. For days, maybe weeks, the planet would be hammered by mega rain as the atmosphere desperately tries to get rid of its new, unwanted ocean roommate. Every square meter of land would be a waterfall. In the meantime, without the oceans, coastlines would look very different. The continental shelves, the shallow areas under the oceans, would suddenly be exposed, turning into vast, barren deserts. You could technically walk from Europe to North America across what used to be the Atlantic seabed. Of course, you'd probably die halfway, either from dehydration or because a billion fish corpses would be rotting around you. Not exactly a scenic hike. Temperature regulation would also collapse. The oceans act like Earth's air conditioner. They absorb heat during the day and release it at night. Without them, temperatures would swing wildly. Coastal cities that used to enjoy mild climates would suddenly find themselves baking like deserts during the day and freezing like Siberia at night. The weather forecast would be reduced to one word: chaos. Marine life, needless to say, would not be thrilled. About 230,000 known species, and probably millions more we haven't discovered, would vanish instantly. Coral reefs would crumble, whales would suffocate on dry land, and all the plankton that produce about half of Earth's oxygen would be gone. Which raises another minor inconvenience. The air would slowly run out of oxygen. Humans tend to complain when they can't breathe, so this would be a bit of a problem. 8. But wait, what about tectonic activity? Oceans don't just sit there looking pretty. Their weight actually presses down on Earth's crust. Remove that weight, and the crust would bounce back like a mattress with no one sitting on it. Except in this case, the bounce means massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions across the planet. Imagine every coastal region suddenly going through a geological tantrum. Then there's the matter of sunlight. Water vapor is a greenhouse gas far more powerful than carbon dioxide. For a short time, Earth would trap heat like an industrial sauna. Temperatures would rise dramatically, and within days, the surface could become unbearably hot. Ironically, the planet would turn into a steam-powered oven just before all that vapor collapsed back down in torrential rains. So what's the final outcome? After weeks of insane storms, epic floods, and geological chaos, much of the water would actually return to the oceans. Earth's system has a way of correcting itself, though not before causing unthinkable destruction. The oceans wouldn't vanish forever, but the biosphere probably would. Most species, including us, wouldn't survive the transition. Civilization would end not with a bang, but with a hiss, and then with the loudest, wettest rainfall in history. And yet, somewhere in the middle of all this, you'd still find a few optimists setting up beach chairs on the dry Atlantic seabed, saying, hey, at least the property values just skyrocketed. Too bad they'd be washed away by the first 10,000 meter high raindrop.